Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian Report, and starting with the ASX 200 here. Previously we were looking at this here being a wave 4 over here, and looking at this as a wave 1 and 2 in here somewhere, and a wave 3 here, and a wave, copy that, for a little wave 4 in here. And this still may be the case, but the problem with this little structure here is that the move down here appears to be in 5 waves and not 3 waves. So it's possible that we can still have this, but we would have 5 waves down here, which would be this A wave here, then a B wave here, then a C wave here, and then have wave 4, and then move up from there. The other point that we need to be mindful of is that if this is 5 waves here, then we're going to get a 3-wave counter trend, which will be the same 3-wave counter trend as wave B, but wave C will finish short, but wave 3 can come in and move down quite strongly. So we need to be mindful of that. We know that this is being driven by resources. This move down through here, it fits better as a 5 waves rather than 3, but when I look at BHP here, for example, one of the drivers here, the move down through here is just in 3 waves. So it's an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. So in this case here, we've got 2 choices. The market may move up to 38.2% retracement level and then have another move down here. If we get this 5 waves down here, then we'll have to bring a top into here. But otherwise, this can move up like a B wave and back down for a C wave and then move up here. So we'll monitor this pretty closely through here, just on a tick chart here, just to drill in through here a little bit. You can see that, well, this is how I've done. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for wave A, and then all of this is the same structure here. So it's basically a B wave and a C wave. And then this little move here is actually beginning to look impulsive, because we've got a little move here back, and normally when you get gaps at the beginning of a trend, it's normally a 3rd wave pattern. So it does appear that we've got a little impulse wave to the upside here, so we should be pushing further up through here, but this is where we need to be careful. Here it's sort of okay to go long here actually, but an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave in here. Can't draw on that side of the tick chart, but a target area that we'd be looking for here would be the 61.8%. So in this volume area, price area through here would be the resistance area. So it's only once we get to here, then after that, then I'll see if it goes higher or lower from that point. Then I'll know what the bigger picture is, but I can't confirm that picture until this point plays out here. So just to point out that, you know, in this ASX 200, it does appear that we've got 5 waves down here. So we're probably looking at a pattern which is like this here. Just squash this in a little bit so get a good view of it. Wave 3 here, an A wave here, an A and a B, and 5 waves up for a C wave here. It does fit, so as a B, then down for 1, back for 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to be mindful of this. We'll be mindful of all the counts, and we'll look for certain triggers at certain places. So we know that, like just to mention with BHP, that move up off its low there, we'll get the same here as well. So an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up into this space here. And we'll talk about that well, here's a starting point on this 4-hour chart here. So we can look at it as a wave 3 here or wave B. So we just need to be a little bit mindful, and yeah, it does count. And this is pretty messy in here, and you know, I mean, other people may have different counts, and that's probably fine as well. I'm not saying that that's right, but this 3rd wave here sort of plays out nicely, reasonably nicely, the 3rd wave, a 4th wave to here, and a 5th wave to here. In fact, this 4th wave here, by the by, if you've got it sitting over here, then that's also fine there as well. And in fact, with all of this count, you could also have it here as well, based in here as well. But it's sort of not that important, because we've got this low here, and we do have an impulse wave to the upside here. So That's what we're looking at here. So our target area is up here in 3 waves. So the A wave, the B wave in 3 here. We'll investigate that a little bit further. And then 5 waves up here. There should be some sort of equality between that length and this length here as well. So just drilling into that a little bit further. So in some cases we know, in some of the structures we know what's going on. In others we don't. So in this case it could be wave 1 here, or it could be the A wave here. Okay, but in the smaller structure it's reasonably clear that we should get an A wave here, a B wave, and a C wave up here. So you could trade long up here if all goes well. So the 60-50 area here, the midpoint would be the area to look at that point there. So the 1 hour chart here, just to get a little bit more detail. So the A wave to the upside here, and then an A and a B and a C wave here, and then a move up from that point. And as I mentioned, the length of this here is roughly the length of this here as well. In fact, no, I'll do that on the tick chart. So let's just go to the tick chart. Okay, yeah, so this is 100 ticks, so from the low here, looking at this as an impulse wave here, and we need to look at where we can go long. So obviously this is the A wave, this is the B wave here. Bring these in a little bit better here. And the length of this line here is the length of wave A here, just brought over to wave B here. So what I can also see here too, so from wave B down to wave C here, I can see that we've got wave 1 in here, wave 2 here, and then 5 waves for the third wave here. I can see that this move up here is corrective. So I'm thinking this can be an A wave, a B wave down here, and a C wave up here. So it's quite possible to get, I can't draw on that side, but I'll just draw on this side. It's possible to get one more push down into this area here. Okay, so I'll just remove this one here. It's possible that that's it, but that would be an A wave to here. Yeah, it doesn't fit very well. It's possible that that's the low, okay? But the thing is that if this top here is breached, right, if this is 1 and 2 here into this space, if this is breached here, then that would have to be the low in there at that point there, okay? So in a nutshell, we can say if the 6010 here becomes a nice support, then you can trade long, and you could quite comfortably trade long up to the 60-50 area here. And we can look at that as time goes on, but yeah, you can look to add to positions if the 20 becomes the support, and also you can add to positions if the 30 becomes support, and then you want to take profit at the 50 here. Okay, so just to recap that, it's possible for this to open up a bit higher here, come back up to to the A wave here, come up to the A wave, and then come back down and make a new low here, and then push up. So just be mindful of that. However, if these tops here are breached, then you know that you're on the right track. And if this moves up here and breaches it here, it's going to come back and sit on the 10 anyway, because 1 is the strongest number. It's going to see some type of support develop there. So a reasonable size position here, then adding onto here, and then adding onto the third here, and then taking some at the 5th or all at the 5th. Even though that it can go higher, if this becomes support again, then move back in to that space there. Okay, that's it for that market. It's a little bit same for the Nifty as well, so just on the daily chart here. The thing here is that this move down through here counts as 5 waves down here, so it's highly likely that this is an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here into the 61.8% retracement level here. So I wouldn't and couldn't go long, call a long trade in here unless the 800 became the support here. It's quite possible that this can move through the 61.8% mark here somewhat and move up into the previous high here at the number 8 here, and then fail from that point. So we need to be mindful. If this becomes the support over here, it will take time to do that, so we'll have plenty of time to work it. Then we can go along from that point. So I would certainly allow this to play out here, and then obviously any move through here would be a catalyst for being on the short side at that stage. China. So with China, from wave 4 here, as you know, we were looking for 5 waves down, and we do have 5 waves down here now. So 1 and 2 and nice strong third wave, fourth wave and fifth wave. So I don't know if we should put this here just yet under the fifth wave here, or is this 5 wave structure coming down here just going to see an A and a B and a C wave testing in here and then moving down for wave 3, 4 and 5. I don't know that just yet, but I'm just pointing out we do have 5 here, so we can have a low in here. Once again, we won't go long unless we go on top of number 5 here, the second strongest number in the market, having that as support or taking the top out here, then we can go long. So it's something that we don't need to do anything with here at the moment. And its neighbour here, Hong Kong, same thing occurs here as well, in that we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 down to here. We looked at taking part profit here. I think it's important now to bring this stop down past the break even into profit here and just sit at 1 point above that previous high here, and see how we go from that point. We'll probably be stopped out, but that's okay. You know, markets always bounce around at larger numbers. So once again here, I don't know if we're going to be looking at 5 waves down, a correctional wave, and then down again here into 3, 4, 5. Or the other pattern here that I was looking at was an A and a B, C wave here, D wave here, and an E wave up here further, and then down from here. So I'm unsure about this particular pattern here. And the Nikkei here, this is just the 2-hour chart. We'd been counting 5 waves, 1 and 2. I'll just go over this. Well, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5 here. So we got that far, didn't we? And then we watched it fall out of bed here. And this move from here down to here is 5 waves to here. Then we've got a corrective wave, and then we've got another 5 waves here. I don't know how this is going to play out here. I don't know if this is an A and a B and a C here, or this is going to continue to move to the downside. I don't know, but if the other Asian markets push up, then we'll push up into these old highs here, and then move down again from here. So I'm a little bit unsure about this count. I'm not that familiar with this market, all its little idiosyncrasies and patterns, because each market is, all the markets are the same as all human beings are the same, but then we're all uniquely different, and we can group ourselves into different groups and countries and so forth. So there's lots of little personality, and each market has its own personality, and it has its own set of personalities, own sets of that display in certain patterns, and I'm not that familiar with all the little patterns of this particular market. So it will take me a while to tune into it, because it will be being pulled by China and a few others. So let's just see I'll just wait until I know something, then I'll let you know. But I don't know at this stage. But if the 22 becomes the resistance, then you need to be on the short side. You can take, if the 22,200 becomes support here, then you can trade up to the 22,500 and exit at that point. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.